What's happening, my fellow TikTokers? How y'all doing? Hey, this one right here for the men. This one right here for the men who say they haven't ran into a masculine woman. They don't see a masculine. Well, probably why that is because you have been feminized. You're not in touch with your masculinity. You were more than likely raised by a woman or had a whole lot of women around you. So you've been feminized and you don't recognize masculinity when you see it. So therefore, you wouldn't recognize if a woman was being masculine towards you, especially if your mother was masculine and you get a woman who's masculine. So that's something you're used to and you've been feminized just because for a man like me, I'm masculine and I can recognize masculinity. I can also recognize femininity because I can recognize masculinity. And a lot of you dudes on here be saying you don't recognize, you haven't ran into a woman that's masculine. And a lot of times y'all say a lot of feminine things. Just saying. And mind you, I'm really not trying to be funny. I'm really just stating something. Like, I grew up with my father in the house. So, my father's a very masculine man, works on cars, he does a lot. And he taught me a lot of things. So I recognize masculinity. I was around all his friends, working on cars, talking shit, going to drag races, a whole bunch of things. So I recognize masculinity. You know what I mean? And a lot of fellas haven't had the experience I've had that I know, and been around masculinity and masculine men. So therefore, you guys who say you don't see it, it's because you won't recognize it. Just being honest. You know what I mean? If you weren't brought up by a man, a masculine man, you wouldn't recognize it even if you saw it. So that's why a lot of you guys don't recognize. And once again, not trying to be funny. I'm really just stating facts because you can't see something that you haven't been taught. Just saying. Holla.